Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Very, very happy to be here. Thanks for joining live here, and those who will be watching afterwards, thanks for making the time to watch this presentation, live event. So we're making history here today. This is the first live event we're having in South Africa. I'm coming to you from Cape Town. Thanks for being here. And if you just please give me a shout out, let us know where you're from around the world, where you're tuning in from. That would be great. So let's dive right in it. Yeah, I'm going to be your host and your guest speaker. So that's me. My name is Lester Atkinson. I'm a product designer, and yeah, we'll be having a look at motion in product design and how and why you should be using it. So let's get right in it. I think just before we start, some of you may not be familiar with Lottie. I know for me it's something still quite new. So if you don't quite know what Lottie does and what we're doing, you're in the right place. We're going to find out today exactly what Lottie's all about, and I'm going to play you a little intro just to get you understanding a little bit more of what Lottie Files is all about. So here we go.
I've got a big fat drum, I've got a big fat drum, pounding so bad. I've got a big fat drum, I've got a big fat, big. Listen. Yeah. Clap. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah, so there we go. That's a little introduction to Lottie Files. We're going to be exploring more today. So let's get right in it. So yeah, just to summarize and just to recap, Lottie Files is a platform for testing, collaborating, and discovering animations for a community of animated designers and developers. And even you can think of product owners, anyone working in product, software, you name it. It's such a broad platform. It covers so many areas of design and creativity. So yeah, there's many companies using Lottie Files, and it's actually extraordinary if you look at who's using Lottie Files. It's an extensive list, and it's really great to see. So the agenda for today's event is why use motion. So we're going to look at a few reasons why to use motion and how to apply that motion, a few examples, and then we will look inside a basic demonstration of how we can actually use Lottie Files in our day-to-day designing. If we're UX designers or UI designers, how we can apply that to our designs and our prototypes. So we'll look a little bit at that. So let's dive straight in. So just to show you here the many use cases, and today we will look at particularly product. So, but you can use them in presentations. Lottie Files can be used in infographics. All these examples you see here on the screen, Lottie Files can be used. So it's not just product design and software and mobile apps and websites and things like that. It has, Lottie Files has legs to be used anywhere you can almost imagine. Alrighty, so let's jump straight in. So I just want to cover a few reasons why you would, technical reasons why you'd use Lottie files. So just quickly, Lottie files is scalable. You don't have these big GIFs, or GIFs that lag. Many GIFs take a while to load up and start, and they can be really big files, whereas Lottie files are really small and lightweight. Also, in other applications, there's a lot of noise on animations, where Lottie files is clear vector graphics. Also, there's free. If you look on the Lottie platform, there's loads of free animations that you can customize as well. And the great thing for developers is, it's a JSON file that you put in your code, and it's been called up on runtime. Again, super lightweight and just amazing. So there are a few little technical reasons why. So let's jump into our first example. So here we have a mobile payment app that uses, and in this particular example, we're going to look at the onboarding. So onboarding is very crucial for customers and potential users. It's probably the number one place where they would drop off. And if you can engage with your users and your potential users, and explain to them what are they actually going to be doing, that's such a great thing to do. And here, Boost does this wonderfully. They show you what you're getting into. They're showing you, hey, you can now put your money into your phone, which acts like your wallet. Brilliant, easy to understand. On the second screen, immediately I can see, right, I can pay with a QR scanning code. I can pay merchants online, or even in, let's get that back up and running. So I can pay online or in store. Brilliant. Another reason is, there's so many different ways I can use Boost, different products, and that's shown in the third screen. So that's all we're going to look at with Boost. But I also want to, if you look at their offering and you look at their product in your own time, you will see, there's many ways that the animations and the motion they use connects emotionally and personally with users. Because they're using Lottie files, there's an increased performance, which increases the user experience much better. We'll also see, obviously, loading animations are also places that Lottie files can be used. Functional, so in this instance, functional animations, if you were to scan your fingerprint for payment verification, perfect place to use motion. If you're waiting and you're loading and the user doesn't know if what they've done on your app is actually is something actually happening in the background, what's going on, perfect time to put an animation and emotion on that in that instance. So that's Boost, made with Lottie, and you can find out more on the website and read up about how they use Lottie files. The next use case I want to show you is Disney Now. So Disney Now is an app to watch content from Disney Channel, Disney XD, Disney Junior, as well as play games. Brilliant use of motion and animation, and I guess because it's the target audience are children, they can obviously use way more animation than another platform would use. For example, Boost, in the previous example, they couldn't go this extreme. So here the animation and motion helps to spark curiosity and excitement in the form of Easter egg, finding that Easter egg, and it's a wonderful animation. It tells a story. It brings you into the story, which Disney does so well. And it also, what happens here is also, it's a personalized experience. So if you go and have a look more closely at Disney Now, you can choose an avatar, and you can really customize the user's experience. And And if you haven't seen Bluey on the screen on the left, the little blue dog, it's an amazing little animation. My kids love it. So there's even another reason to check out Disney Now and just see, if you look in the example on the left, you can see that they've used micro animations. So it's not always about these big elaborate animations. It's often just pushing a home button or a like. It's a micro animation that goes a long way as well. If you see now on the left how the screens are working. So Disney is a great example of that. Okay, and then let's move on to Headspace. Now, my companies, they've given all the employees, or all of us, they've given us access to this app, and I use it often. It's a great way to start the day. It's basically a meditation app. There's some great breathing exercises. So this is a very interesting use case because, first of all, they use audio and motion together. So in the screens on the left and the center, these are breathing exercises, and they have, it's all the same thing. It's 4 rounds of breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding. So it's breathing in and exhaling, and on each one of these, they have a different sound that assists the user with breathing in and out, and obviously the motion is great to also help you with your timing. On the far right, what you have here is this is a guided meditation, and in the background while you're listening to this, they have this ambient flow, ebb and flow of motion, which is really soothing actually if you experience it firsthand. So they've managed to use space and motion to create this ambient effect, and they've obviously combined it with audio. So here's another use case, because their brand is made up of animation assets. So they have loads of assets. These are just a few, but they have animated icons, animated stories, the backgrounds. It's what drives their brand, and their whole experience is motion and animation. So that's a fantastic example. Just generally, before we get into some practical demonstrations, just to summarize, animation helps to prompt an action. So some apps would have a shake capability where you maybe discovering a prize, you would shake your phone. That's a brilliant place to use motion. Also, events and campaigns. So marketing teams can actually use motion to advertise events, or a campaign can be based around a character, an animated character. And it's also an essential element of distraction, coming back to the loading screen. So distraction, I use it with my kids all the time. It's the best tool. It really engages the user, distract them with something delightful, beautiful to look at, and it just, those 30 seconds or 2 seconds or whatever the time frame is that the user's waiting for something to load or be called back from the server, etc. That just makes it so much more enjoyable. What else can I say here? You can relate to the user's emotions with a certain motion animation. You can reflect the same feeling that the user's feeling at the time based on the task they're doing. Let's think of a 404 page, timeouts, page not found. You're frustrated, but if there's a delightful little animation, you may feel less agitated or upset. User engagement will increase, and it really brings the user interface and motion, really, they come together as one almost, one without the other, or one kind of leaning on the other, if you know what I mean. Users can get a delightful, warm, and personal experience, and I think the reason we're all here is we want to make people excited about the products we create. We want people and users to really love it. We also want our bosses or our colleagues to really buy into using Motion. And obviously, there's a balance between too much and too little. But I think that's a topic for another day. So yeah, let's carry on. So I hope I've just given you some brief examples of how Motion can really just bring your product or your service to that next level. And even in some of these extreme examples, how Motion is actually the whole product. It's everything. Okay, so let's just quickly move on. I'm gonna present my XD screen to you. So let's just share that window. All right. So now what I want to do is I just want to give you guys. Let's have a look here. Oh, sorry, I just need to do that. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm gonna make this full screen so we can see what's going on. So this brings us to plugins, right? So I've spoken a little bit about the why, and now we're going to look a little bit at the how. So this is just a basic intro to how this would work in your design program. So there are loads of integrations and plugins. I'm showing you on XD. The same thing is on Figma, and there's an extensive list. Check out the Lottie website, and you'll see all the plugins and extensions and how many products actually work with Lottie files. So, okay, so here we are. We're in XD. I've set up a little project I've been working on. Let's say I've started a new project, and there's going to be a loading screen. So let's just zoom in here a little bit. Let's just let's get here, and let's just zoom in a little bit. So here I've been working on some screens. And in my second screen on the right, I need I need something that's going to show once the user's clicked on the teal or turquoise green button on the bottom right on the first screen. I really just want to have a loading screen. So what I've done in my plugins, I've chosen Lottie files, which I've obviously have preloaded and installed the Lottie files plugin. And now I want to see if there's something that works with my logo on the first screen. I'm looking for a fox. So let's see what animations can I find for fox. There's some good ones here. Let's keep looking. Let's keep going here. What can we find here? Can you believe it? There's actually this is a huge coincidence. There's a animation of my logo in Lottie files. Wow, it's my lucky day. This is fantastic, and it'll be perfect to use as my loading animation. So let's see. Let's pop it in. So I'm going to drag and drop this into my XD design file. So here, okay, that's obviously a bit big. Let's see if I reduce the size. That looks a little bit better. Let's have a look. Okay, now we're going to preview this. So I must just make sure that my continuous loop button is clicked on the left and that it plays automatically. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just preview this little design. If the user clicks on the label, then this little animation will play. So let me just quickly share that with you. So let's have a look. I just need to present my let's just have a look here. Sorry, I just need to share entire screen. Okay, let's do that. So have a look here. So now I'm previewing my little design here. Let's click into here. So if the user clicks on the label, it will move into the loading screen, and there we have an example of how it will look whilst loading. So this is fantastic, because if I'm working on some designs and I want to prototype and I want to send it to my colleagues, my product owner, I can I can do that, and I can show how it realistically would load. This is, you know, to create this previously, it was quite a long process. So now I can actually have my prototype with working and not static animation, for example, this loading screen. So that's amazing. I'm going to show you how. So what's also great about this is I can go in and edit the colors of this little fox trotting along. If I don't like the colors, Lottie has an editor that I can go in and I can change the colors, make it red, you know, and I can build up a palette. And I'm going to show you that in a bit. The next thing I want to show you is just one other example. And we're just touching the surface here, folks. We're just touching the surface. There's so many, there's so much more to this. I want to show you another way of putting a Lottie animation into your project. So if I click on this arrow, it says here select an animation, a JSON animation. So here I have a loading animation that I've created and saved out as a JSON file. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's click on the right here. Let's make it infinity loop, play automatically, and let's get this up and running. So there we go. There we can see what the loading animation would look like. You know, I can resize this. I can make it, if that's too big for me, maybe a little bit smaller. Let's center this. Fantastic. There we go. So there would be another way of introducing the animation into your project. This is great if you are working on a custom, you need a custom animation or motion. You've received it from an animator or someone who's done it custom for you. You've got the JSON file and you pop it straight in. Right, so that's a little bit on how. So it's a great tool to use in your actual designs. I want to show you now just a video on how, and it's the newest features. Lottie Files have just released some new features. They've upgraded the features, so it's brilliant. So let's get into that. I'm going to share with you. Right. So yeah, I mean, the Lottie Files is so versatile, and it's just brilliant. And I really think, you know, as a product designer, UX designer, sort of designer, it's just going to make your life so much easier. Being able to experiment and edit animations, especially for those micro animations. For micro animations, you know, you don't need customized animations. You know, you can really get away with just having you know, standard animations from Lottie Files. You don't need to have customized stuff when it's on brand or bigger animations. Then yes, you can go custom, but there's so many great reusable animations on Lottie Files for those micro animations. The likes, the home button that jiggles, you know, the and all the other little icons and features on your product. So just more about the editing and the new features on Lottie Files. I want to show you a video to explain it, because it's a very exciting video, and it's yeah, I think it'll do way better than what I can. So let's just bring that up.
Houston now controlling the flight of Atlantis.
Alrighty, there we have it. So that's a fantastic explanation and showcase of the new features on Lottie files. So again, earlier I was showing you in the XD document, and right from there, if you can select a motion that you're working on and go directly to the editor and recolor that and save it out, so you can really customize these animations on Lottie files, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so this brings us almost to the end. Q&A. So please, yeah, I know it may have been a bit of a whirlwind and a bit of a lot to take in. So please, it's nice to see some people, some familiar names up here. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, questions, please go for it. I'll try and answer your questions as well as I can. So if there are any questions, yeah, please put them in the comments. And yeah, we will try to answer them as best as possible. Yeah, but while you do that, just again, I think developers, designers, illustrators, animators, product owners, UX designers, UI designers, graphic designers, film, you know, it's such a broad range of people that can really benefit and use Lottie files. So please go check out the website, explore, read the use cases, and yeah, and get stuck in. And if any of you want to be a guest speaker, we're going to have more live events going forward. So yeah, reach out to us and let's see if we can have you guys yeah, join us as a guest here on these live events. I do not see any questions in the chat, so that's either good or a bad thing. But yeah, just drop us a line anytime in the comments on this video, and yeah, we'll be glad to get back to you. Yeah, thanks so much everybody for joining, and we will hopefully see you soon. Take care, and God bless you. Sorry, last thing, check us out on the following platforms, and we'll see you soon.